Hello and welcome back. Today I'll be guiding you through the visa application process, and congratulations to all of you who got awarded for the Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship 2025-2026 academic year. And in this video I'm going to guide you on how to apply for your visa and how to fill in all your application form as well as the Appendix 9.13 for the pursuit of pursuing studies or student mobility. So if you've been stuck or you don't really understand all this, today I'll be trying to make it really easier, to simplify it for you so that you can be able to prepare really well for your visa interview. So I'll be going through the Appendix 9.13 for the pursuing studies or student mobility, as well as the application form, which unfortunately I don't have it in physical copy, but I'll be sharing the screen since it's on my laptop. So first of all, you really need some crucial documents to apply for your visa, and please do not apply for the appointment if you don't have all these documents. So to highlight all these documents, you need a valid passport. Also, you need to have a letter of acceptance from your host institution, as well as a letter of awardee from the Tempus Public Foundation. You also need to have a copy of your passport's data page when going for the visa interview, and also one recent and passport sized photo which you have been taken with a white background. So this is also crucial since it's usually attached on your application form. As you can see, there is a space left to attach the passport sized photo. So you also need to carry all your academic certificates as uploaded in your scholarship website. So all the academic certificates that you said you have or you uploaded that are involved in all this application process, please don't forget to carry them with you to the embassy on your appointment day. So you also have to have a proof of accommodation, and this is where the letter of acceptance as well as the letter of awardee comes in hand. So we have the letter of acceptance, which is from the host institution, and in some schools they usually state that you have accommodation in a dorm in the school, so you don't have to worry about the proof of accommodation. This is usually covered by the letter of acceptance, and of course the school mentions in the letter of acceptance that indeed they will give you a dormitory, even though some schools it's really hard to get a dormitory, but they really help with this by stating that you'll be living in a dormitory. So proof of accommodation is covered by the letter of acceptance. Also, you have to show them bank statements that you can sustain yourselves here in Hungary, but now with the letter of award, which shows that the scholarship covers for all your financial needs here, so you don't have to present all your bank documents or show that you can financially support yourself here in Hungary. So that's another thing about the letter of award. You also need to indicate that you have insurance for your stay here in Hungary for all the years that you'll be studying here, and you are lucky to have the scholarship. That the letter of award also states that you already have it has already stood for your health insurance for all your stay here, so you don't have to pay even a penny for your health insurance. So you need to have these two letters which you have to expect from Hungary, either from your host institution and the letter of award from the Tempus Public Foundation to show that you have been awarded the scholarship for the academic year 2025-2026, or whichever year you applied for this scholarship. So these are the most crucial documents as I mentioned them. Don't forget a passport, and your passport must have some free pages, like a minimum of 8 pages which are free, so that they could put the visa and all the stamps that are required for the residence permit on your passport. So after you have all these documents, I know most of you are wondering why the letters have not yet come at this time of the month. So don't worry, be patient. Some schools take time to process all the applications from a lot of students. So, but eventually it will come and you'll get your visa in time. But if you don't have all these other documents, please look for them so that you might get your visa on time already. So don't worry and be patient for the letters. They will be coming later. So once you have all these documents, which are about 8, you need to apply for an appointment in your embassy, which is Hungarian embassy in your country. So most embassies you have to pay which is a fee. In Kenya it was about 150 euros, but since this is a scholarship, Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, the scholarship covers for the visa fees, which we didn't have to pay anything. It was free of charge. So you don't have to pay if you're a scholarship student. You just go for the interview and biometrics, take the biometrics, and then boom, you're done. Present your documents, and they will take your passport so that they can put the visa there, and then you have to wait for some time until they call you back to collect your visa together with your passport. So that's generally some how to the documents required. How to apply in Kenya specifically, we had to book an appointment through an email, which I'll be linking down in the description box. So you have to write them an email and tell them you need a visa appointment. So there is some guidelines you have to follow, which I will also try to link them down in the description. You have to write in a certain format, and also after doing that, you will receive an email letter giving you the dates that they will schedule your appointment. And when this day comes, please don't get late. Arrive earlier. Carry all your documents signed and filled completely. And this day you'll be going to submit all these documents as well as taking biometrics, and your passport too. You have to leave it with the embassy. So during the day of appointment, do not be nervous. They will ask you some questions. That's why they call it a visa interview. They are just normal questions. Please do not panic. You have come a long way. You cannot just get you cannot be afraid of this stage. It will also come to pass, and you'll get your visa successfully. So I'll be taking you on how to fill first of all the appendix number 9.13, or before the appendix I'll take you through the application form, which is filled by everyone, unlike the appendix 9.13, which is only for the pursuit of pursuing studies or student mobility. So I'll be sharing the application form here because it's in my tablet. I don't have it in hard copy like the appendix. So I hope you can follow up with me as I explain. So this is one of the most complicated documents that you have to fill in. But with this video, I hope I will be a bit helpful on how to fill it, and my guidance will come a long way. So on the first part, in the first page, you can see it's an application form for a residence permit. And the gray part, you don't have to touch it. That will be completed by the authority or by the embassy personnel. And so the area designated for the placement of a facial photograph, this is the passport sized photo I had talked about in the documents required. And please do not attach them, or even though it's meant to be attached, they will do this by themselves once you submit them to the embassy. But if your embassy requires you to submit them, please do so. And then you need a handwritten signature down below the photo. And then the next part is about you have to complete in capital letters where possible. And the first part, you have to check if it's your first time you're applying for this visa. You have to say that it's your first time issuance of a residence permit. The second option, which is the extension of a residence permit, is for those people who have already been in Hungary already and want to extend the residence permit, which expires or mostly after 2 years. So you also have to leave your contact details, which is telephone and email address, and also the delivery of the documents. You need to specify how you want to receive the passport with the visa after the approval. So there are different choices you can choose from. There is postal address. You can they can bring it to your place of accommodation, or contact address of the attorney, in fact. So for us, most of us, we chose the last part, which is in page 2, and this says the applicant will collect the document at the issuing authority. So please, I would also recommend that you also choose this part, which is you will collect it at the embassy after the visa is out. But if you don't have an embassy in your country and you had to go to another country which is far away to apply for the visa, please, you can pay for an extra fee so that they can bring the passport and the visa to your house or to your home or through postal for ease of access. So there is also part 1 in page 2, which is the personal data of the applicant. This is a bit easier. You have to fill in your personal information about your professional qualifications, your education, your name, your gender, your date of birth. That's easy. And number 2 is particulars of your passport, so the applicant's passport, the passport number, expiry date, and even the date of issuance, which is the most important here. As you can see, you also have to select the passport type. Most of us have the ordinary passports, so you don't have to, if you have any other passports, please, and you can find it in these boxes, you can tick which passport you really have. You also have to write the date of expiry, as I had mentioned. Part number 3 is about particulars of the applicant's place of residence in Hungary. This is where you're going to stay once you're already in Hungary. So you have to say the address, the postal code, and also the locality of this place and the name of the public place. So if you are not sure, you can search online, or you can email your international students coordinators at your school, and they can send you the accurate address of your school so that you can place it in your application form. So all this is about your address, so please be sure about that, and also the legal title of residence in the place of accommodation. Of course, we are not the owners, but if you are the owner, you can tick the owner, but you have to tick the second box, which is tenant or subtenant. But for me, I chose to go with other, which is the last option, and then I specified that I will be living in a student dorm at my university. So you also have the condition of the part 4, which is condition of full health insurance. Just go directly to okay, if you don't have a full insurance, please don't fill all those. And of course, you don't have funds to cover the cost. The Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship will cover for your insurance. So please tick other, as I did, and then you can specify that it's under Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. And of course, you have the letter of award, which mentions that they will pay for you. So the conditions for the return of onward travel, you have to specify which country you are going to come back to and by which means of transport. So you have your original country, or where you have permanent residence, you can come and stay there. So do you have the necessary passport? You have to have a passport to get a visa. Visa, no. That's why you are in the embassy to apply for the visa. So please tick no. And ticket, it's highly recommended to have a ticket before applying for the visa. But in this case, as for me, I said no because I had not booked the flight. I was waiting for the visa to book the flight. But sometimes it's usually highly recommended to have a ticket before applying for the visa, so that they can also see indeed you are planning to travel to Hungary. So the financial coverage, you have to say yes, because of course you have to pay for your flight, or if your country pays for it, they will give you the money, and then you have to write how yes and how much you have, because they ask amount. So and in this part, depending on your embassy personnel, they could even ask for a proof, which would be a bank statement to show that indeed you have this amount of money you said you have. So the applicants, part number 6 is applicant's dependent spouse or child or parent. This is about your parents or the people you depend on. So you have to put their name, relationship, their legal residence or title of residence in your country. And so this is all about like your personal information. You can put as many dependents as 5, I think so. So I didn't fill all this, so I just filled up to where I could. And then part number 7, which is of other details of where you live, your permanent or habitual place of residence. So put your original country, your locality, and the name of the public place. Then also, are you a holder of a valid residence permit document in another Schengen member state? For me, I didn't have, so I had to tick no, which is the second option. But if you ticked yes, if yes, you have to indicate the number of the permit and the expiry of the permit. And also you have questions about your application. Have you ever rejected have you ever had a rejected application for a residence permit before? So this is mostly no for me. I had not applied for any other residence permit, so you tick no. And have you ever been sentenced for a crime before? So I've never had a crime case, so I had to tick no. If it's yes, then this reduces some of your chances to receive the visa. So I hope you have clean records on this part. So also, have you ever been expelled from Hungary? And if yes, when? So I had not been expelled from Hungary, so I had to say no. And if yes, you have to say when. So in the next question is you have to acknowledge that if you have any kind of serious diseases like HIV or AIDS, tuberculosis, typhoid, hepatitis, so you have to say yes or no, and you can specify if it's yes. So I had a no as per my case. And if you also suffer from any diseases specified above, you have to also specify again it down here and say if you receive compulsory medical treatment regularly regarding to the diseases mentioned on the previous question. So part number 8 is a declaration. So if you're a child, you have to declare that you'll be accompanied by a person who is older than you, maybe your parent or your sibling who is bigger than you. So because I was not a minor, I had to leave this part blank. And also, if you're a minor, you have also this information you have to read, that you have to apply for the Appendix A, which must be attached together with this application. So part number 9 is about your planned duration of stay. This part, most of people go wrong. Please be advised that at this part 9 of planned duration of stay, until when are you applying for your residence permit, the residence permit lasts for 2 years and then you're supposed to renew it again. So if you're coming for a bachelor's program or an OTM, do not put 4 years afterwards. Like if it's 2025, you add 4 years, 2029. No, your residence permit will expire 2 years after this year, 2025. So you have to put the year will be 2027 and the month will be the month you're applying for your visa and the day, of course, this one. So for us, most of us, since we didn't have anyone to tell us, we had been putting 4 years later, which after you go to embassy, they were telling you now you have to write something else. So 2 years. So please be advised on that. And also still in number 9, you have to declare the reason for your stay in Hungary, which one it is. So this one you have to check all this and look for the one that has the pursuit of studies or pursuing studies or student mobility, which is under Appendix number 9.13, and that's where this one now comes in. So when you tick this, you have to fill this Appendix 9.13 to take together with this application form. So you have to tick the pursuing studies or student mobility choice, so that because you're applying to come and study here in Hungary. So number 10 and number 11 and even number 12 is all about declarations. So you have a lot of things to declare, sign and put the correct date. And please read this carefully. And also in number 12, you have to fill why you need, where the country that you indicated will go back to in case of return. You have to state how do you relate to that country, if it's your permanent residence, habitual residence, or even a country that you can be allowed to stay because you have a permit. So, and that's all. For the green part is to be, for the gray part is to be filled by the authority, by the embassy personnel. So please do not worry about that. Leave it blank and leave it for them. So those are the 5 pages of the application form, which is, in my opinion, was the hardest to fill, since it was a new form. It was difficult to understand and all that. And this leads me to the appendix number 9.13 for the pursuit of pursuing studies or student mobility. So this indicates that you are applying for a residence permit to study here in Hungary or to come for a student mobility. So, and in this, we have the first part, which is the legal basis of the application. Of course, for you who is applying for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, if it's full studies, you have to say it's the pursuit of studies, choice number one. That's very crucial. If you're coming for student mobility, you have to fill this and fill the follow-up questions down here. But if your Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship and you chose pursuit of studies, you don't have to worry about the 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 other part, which is in case of the student mobility. So you just leave this blank and go up to, after taking pursuit of studies, go directly up to number 2, which is the particulars of the host education and the establishment. This is all about your host institution. So for example, it's the University of Debrecen. You have to say University of Debrecen, and please fill in capital letters, which is Latin block letters as indicated above here. So mine would be the University of Debrecen, and you have to say which attainment you're going for at the University of Debrecen. Of course, it's not secondary education, so I had to take undergraduate program or the bachelor's degree because I came for a bachelor's degree. If you're coming for master's and PhD, then you have the third choice, which is continuing further education or professional training program. So I think OTM, one-time master, falls under the other training program level. But all in all, most of you are coming for bachelor's and master's and PhD. So please, you have the second and the third choices to tick from. You also have the type of the attainment, so which is certificate or degree training program. So please check the second box down here. And you also have the place of establishment of the school. You have to give a registered address. That's why I told you can check it online. For example, University of Debrecen is established in Egyetemter in Debrecen, postal code 4032. But if you're not sure about your school's address, please, you can email your student coordinator, international student coordinator, and they'll give you the accurate address about your school. So you also have previous educational attainment. That's really easy. It's about your high school, maybe your university, your primary school, and you have to say the address too. Part number 4 is about the languages spoken. They need to know that whatever you're going to do or whatever language you're going to study in, you are really capable to speak and understand, so that your studies could be easier in Hungary. And that's all actually. Okay, we have the page number 2 of the appendix. Please do not forget to fill this part, which is now talks about mostly about the scholarship. So it's information about means of subsistence in Hungary, which we all know is about the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. So there are means of subsistence provided for the applicant by the scholarship. So the last point, which you have to tick yes, because it's the subsistence will be provided by the scholarship. So you have to tick yes in the last, only in the last point. So the other part is, do you have any savings? So for me, it's good to have some savings and have the proof of it. So I had some savings, so I had to tick yes, even though not a lot. And then you have to specify the amount. And also depending on your embassy personnel that you find, they might ask you for some proof, and by this you have to present some bank statement and bank work to prove that indeed you have it. You can also specify any other additional income or properties or assets as means of subsistence. So that's all about the appendix form. It's really easy to fill this form, and this, you have to read this information really carefully before submitting. So that's all about the Appendix 9.13 as well as the application form. These documents are required to be submitted together with all the documents that I had mentioned at the beginning of the video during your appointment. So you have to carry your passport, a copy of your passport data page, all the certificate involved in the scholarship application. You have to have letter of award, letter of acceptance, and then application form, as well as the Appendix 9.13, which is this one here. Please do it, print it in black and colored format. Mine is just in black and white. So for you, please, to increase the chances of getting this visa, please do it in a colored format. So after applying for your appointment, they will give you a date and you have to carry all this, submit them, and then they will go through these documents, and then you'll have to issue your passport to the personnels. Then you have to take the biometrics, which is just fingerprints and a photo of you, and sign some documents, and then you will have to, or you will also, signature is part of the biometrics, and then you'll have to leave, and they will tell you, they will call you or write an email to you later to tell you if to come and pick your passport together with a visa. So generally it took me like 2 weeks to receive my visa. So please, even if you after applying, be patient. It will come and in time. I know there are some cases that you feel like, oh my god, taking so long, but please be patient and the visa will come. So after it comes, and or they will also ask you some questions, and I'll be making another video about the interview questions that you might expect to be asked during this interview. So that's all about this video. If I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it made your work easier when filling these two forms. And so I guess I'll see you in another video. If this video was a bit helpful to you, please leave a like, subscribe, and even if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'll be glad to answer any questions left behind in the comment section. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.